All right, so it's June 1st, 2012. And no, excuse me, June 2nd, 2012. And we're recording another video for YouTube. Someone called me on the phone just a minute ago, and I'll be placing my phone number up there on YouTube. I don't have a lot of minutes, so if you plan to call, I don't know, you can call if you want. This one is about, like every other one that I've done, more than 190, is about abuse and the society and how it directly and indirectly abuses people. But I mentioned suicide quite a bit because I've tried it in the past, and I'll probably try it again in the future. Because I'm already dying. Okay, like my other videos said, broken teeth from the stress that society and authority figures did on me. False reports, people making false police reports because they didn't like my ugly buses and trucks and boats. They just came after me everywhere I went. Anyway, so, when you've been attacked as many times as I have, and you've had as much possessions taken from you, you only have one thing left. Suicide. You want to end it. You just want to stop breathing and not, go to sleep, never wake up again. That's it. Why bother? It's just nothing but pain and agony. Now I know why people do drugs. People who fail a lot or who lack the motivation to even try because they know something I don't, which is I tried for more than 30 years only to end up in the same place they're at, without the drugs, without the drinking, without the alcohol. And it was caused by the City of Los Angeles, the mayor's office, the police department, the fire department, citizens who falsely reported, who should have been arrested and even had jail time for doing all the stuff they did, slashing my tires. I could go on and on. So yeah, suicide is, wanting to die. Why? Why would I want to live another few months or a few years? What's going to happen? Is somebody going to come to me and saying, "Oh, we now want to use your spherical oil barge and your spherical oil tanker ideas to to not produce any more oil spills in the oceans, or we now want to use your special house idea to stop or to minimize droughts in droughted areas," and or somebody's going to come up and say, "Oh, you have all these great ideas. We want to use them now." It's a little late. Once you took all of my stuff, and over the last 10 years being the worst, taking my cars, my trucks, all my hard work equity, that was equity I had stored up in all of that. I don't care what your opinion is, or anybody's opinion is, about what my stuff was valued at. What it was valued at was life, liberty, and the respect that people should have towards people who have worked their whole lives to enjoy the fruits of their labor. But there are people walking today that think that the fruits of their labor is more important than someone struggling to get to the same place they are at. And that's where the respect needs to be. Respect in leaving people alone and letting them arrive at their own success, the point of life where they reach. The point in life where they reach their success point is going to be different in everybody. And people who are greedy, selfish, and self-centered and have already made it, have no tolerance for people who haven't made it yet. As a matter of fact, they don't want to see people. They don't want to see people around them that haven't made it. They certainly don't want to see homeless people around their neighborhood because it reminds them of the possibility that this could happen to them. So there it is. A whole life, a man's life destroyed because people refused to grant me the same equal respect they expected. didn't even have any decent long-term relationship with any woman. It's not there. It will never be there now. I'm too old for it. If I was in my 30s and this happened to me, I would say I'm too old for it then too, because there comes a point in time where you're repeatedly abused over and over again in the same way. You only end up with one conclusion. Hey, death is the only way out, because nobody cares. There isn't one person who has a philanthropist, or out of the 6,000 people that have watched my videos, nobody has contacted an agency or a philanthropist organization that would have said, hey, let's help this guy out before he loses everything that was of any value to him. You're too late. It doesn't matter. So you're just watching somebody die, or watching the few tapes I'll be able to make before I can't make any more tapes. And that'll only matter to people that are still alive. People who are brainwashed into believing that it's worth living when it isn't. For some people, it just isn't worth living. It's worth more dying than it is anything else. I'm into what looks like about 6 minutes into the video. This will probably be a short one because I'm very tired. I wander the streets of Canoga Park with no help, broken teeth, no will to live, really. My side keeps hurting every day. It's probably my appendix, waiting for it to explode or bust. Who knows? And then that's a horrible death too. It's called besides dental sepsis, could take decades to die from, but an appendix, no. Harry Houdini died of that, but that's only after the guy punched him in the stomach. But me, I don't know. Internal body sepsis is a terrible way to die. It's very slow and painful. But as you know, life is, a short term for people who've been abused. Abuse goes on and on and on. And the abuse doesn't stop. It's practiced by every person in the world. And human beings are good at abuse. They're good at ignoring things. They're good at ignoring the fact of what all my videos say. They pay taxes, and that 75% of it goes to the military, and that kills innocent men, women, and children in other countries in their stupid wars. Just watched a video last night on Saddam Hussein. It was a wonderful propaganda. It was the other side of the coin, saying how evil he was. And I wonder how much they paid those ladies to yell and scream and say, oh, and he did this, and they did this, and they woke up our children and hauled them off in the middle of the night. Who? Saddam's troops, or American troops dressed as Saddam's troops doing that kind of stuff? There's two ways of looking at this. And the only way you can look at this is that the wrong people are in charge and the wrong people are running things, and instead of everybody getting together and protesting and fighting back, supporting people like me, regardless of what I've said or what I've talked about, even when I talk about suicide. Abe Lincoln talked about suicide all the time. He was a very depressed man, but he perked up and everything when people approached him and talked to him. There's a lot that's missing here in the world that you people have made for yourselves. Anyway, so I'm going to be closing early right now. I'm not going to go whole 15 minutes. I'm going to probably run over to a friend's and see if his antique store, and see if see what's happening there, and then, or maybe I'll just go back up to my storage for a little bit and then come back down. I don't know. It's all up in the air right now. There's not much left to talk about, especially when you're waiting for death. That's just the way it is. Alright, so I'm signing off. It's 10 minutes and 14 seconds, and if there's anybody out there that knows a philanthropist, it would be nice to be able to at least maybe have enough money to leave this crappy country after the 30 years of abuse. You people have taken everything from me, so except for the crappy storages, which don't have anything much, too much to carry with me. No place to rent. Like my original first video that I recorded when I was running for mayor, at the beginning of all these videos, I said it then, and I'm saying it now again. Nobody cares. At least nobody cares that can really do something, really do something about it in a big way.